50 Food Tips from the Taste of Rajasthan Restaurant, Hyderabad, India. 1. You can learn a lot by reading the comments other people leave about online recipes. I've made super salty soup one too many times. Reading feedback from others who say be sure to reduce the salt can really save a recipe and reduce its sodium content. 2. Always crack an egg on a flat surface, never the edge of a bowl. Otherwise you'll risk shell shards and possible contamination of your food. 3. Don't throw out those last drips of jam in the jar, shake up a fruity vinaigrette instead. Add equal parts oil and vinegar to the jar, give it a good shake, and season with salt and pepper to taste. 4. Cooking doesn't have to be entirely from scratch every single meal. Making easy homemade sauce for store-bought pasta still counts. 5. Soak bitter greens, like arugula or kale, in a bowl of ice water in the fridge for about an hour to cut their bitterness. Run the leaves through your salad spinner several times with a paper towel to get them nice and dry and crisp. 6. When grilling flank or skirt steak, marinate it for 10 minutes after cooking instead of before. It adds amazing, full flavor in a tenth of the time. 7. When a savory dish needs a little oomph, try a squeeze of lemon instead of salt. A hit of citrus can make the whole recipe come to life. 8. Add hot sauce to your leftover pizza. It will taste great the next day, plus the chilies have antimicrobial properties that may help leftovers last longer. 9. Each time I make a batch of cookies, I bake one test cookie first. That way, if the oven is a little off that day, I can adjust the baking time accordingly and the rest of the cookies still come out perfectly. 10. For a satisfyingly thick but dairy-free soup, add some cashew cream. It's delicious and easy to make. Soak 1 cup of raw cashews in water for 6 to 8 hours, drain and rinse them, and blend with 3/4 cup water until smooth. 11. Read the recipe thoroughly, and then wing it. Use your senses: taste, touch, smell, pay attention, and play with the ingredients. You might make a few mistakes, but you'll learn so much more. 12. Never throw away the rind of a piece of cheese. Drop it into a pot of soup any kind, for added flavor. Remove it with a spoon and discard before serving. 13. When making dough, freeze the butter and grate it into the dry ingredients. You'll handle the cold dough less, resulting in more tender and flaky pie crusts, biscuits, or scones. 14. When making a whole roast chicken, salt it, then chill it, uncovered, in the fridge for the day. This helps season the bird and dries out the skin so it crisps perfectly when cooked. Remove it from the fridge an hour before you plan to put it in the oven, and add herbs and aromatics like garlic or shallots. 15. To cut an avocado more easily, slice it while it's still in the skin. Not using the whole thing? Leave the pit in the remaining avocado to prevent browning. 16. Learn how to sharpen your knives and do it often. The most dangerous thing you can have in your kitchen is a dull knife. You're more likely to cut yourself because you have to press harder. 17. Store fresh herbs as you would fresh flowers, in a jar of water on your countertop. Pluck off what you need, change the water daily, and they'll last 2 to 3 times longer than they would in the fridge. You'll get the most extra mileage from flat leaf parsley. 18. When you're not sure what to do with an exotic veggie, roast it. Everything from sunchokes to rutabaga tastes great tossed with a little olive oil, seasoned with salt and pepper, and cooked in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit until tender. 19. Avoid messy stains and get at a pomegranate's arils faster by slicing it in half, then submerging it in a bowl of water. The seeds will sink while the pith floats, making them easy to separate. 20. Replace the breadcrumbs in pasta dishes with finely chopped nuts for extra flavor and a shot of protein. Try almonds on top of bechamel-based mac and cheese. 21. When sautéing onions, add a pinch of baking soda. It speeds browning and cuts cooking time practically in half. 22. A runny yolk fried egg adds instant richness to pasta, rice, and grain dishes, even pizza. 23. When adding ground spices to bread or cake batter, cream the spices with the butter and sugar instead of adding them with the other dry ingredients. The fat in the butter helps disperse the flavors of the spices for a much more intense taste. 24. The secret to making a great cocktail is all in the ice. Use filtered water so the ice doesn't impart any off flavors to the drink, and go big. The larger the ice chunk, the less you'll water down your drink. 25. Light Italian salad dressing is a marvelous shortcut for adding flavor to homemade salsa. Add 1/4 cup to 3 cups of salsa. 26. Like food, drinks can benefit from quality ingredients. Fresh herbs, fruit, smoked salt, and chilies are all wonderful additions to your bar. 27. Whenever possible, cook the whole chicken or fish to get more juiciness and better flavor. The carcass also makes a fantastic stock and can stretch your dollars by providing the base for a new meal. 28. A good soup is made a day in advance. Let it sit in the fridge overnight, then warm it gently and all the flavors will marry beautifully. 29. Sauté vegetables in broth instead of butter or oil. It's healthier, and you'll have crispy, seasoned vegetables without using heated, oxidized oil, which can cause free radical damage in the body. Pour in just enough broth to cover the bottom of the pan, and cook, lid on, until tender. 30. Figs are a great complement to savory ingredients, prosciutto, goat cheese, arugula. A grilled cheese sandwich with cashew butter and fig will change your life. 31. Browning meat before cooking it will give you a golden crust and reduce the cooking time. Use a meat thermometer to tell when the inside is as done as the outside. 32. When baking with grain-free flours like coconut and almond, separate the eggs and whip the whites to soft peaks. It makes notoriously heavy flours light and cake-like. 33. Replace your salt shaker with a salt cellar. It's easier to throw in a pinch or two while cooking, and kosher salt is too big for a shaker. 34. Freeze fresh ginger and grate as needed. It will stay fresh for months. 35. Anytime I turn on my oven, I think about what else I can cook. This saves energy and ensures that I always have healthy options available. 36. Spritz your cheese grater with non-stick spray before using it to make shredding and cleaning easier. 37. Recipes are guidelines, they aren't carved in stone. If it's not a main ingredient, you can usually omit it and the dish will still turn out fine. 38. Add dried fruit to oatmeal before you add the milk or water. The fruit will cook and plump up slightly, adding a juicier, more intense taste. 39. Want a more flavorful salad? Make sure the lettuce is completely dry, it helps the dressing stick. 40. Before cooking mussels or clams, soak them in water with a few tablespoons of flour for 30 minutes. As they open to ingest the flour, they'll expel any sand or grit they contain. 41. For a creamy pasta sauce that doesn't require a ton of butter or cheese, toss a room temperature beaten egg with the hot pasta and a little of the boiling pasta water and stir like crazy, the heat should kill any bacteria. 42. Mash bananas inside their peels using your hands. It's quick and easy, and it doesn't make a big mess. 43. You can make a big batch of sangria ahead of time, and it only gets better as the flavors meld. One of my most popular was made with sake, vodka, white wine, pineapple, and lychees. 44. Massage raw kale with dressing for a full 2 minutes to make the greens tender, delicious, and more digestible. 45. Serve yourself first. To get into the cooking mindset, I play some Billie Holiday and fix myself a cocktail. 46. Wear gloves when handling extremely hot peppers, their oils burn like crazy, and soap and water doesn't always do the trick. 47. Cook a big batch of grains for a hearty, healthy salad topper that will last all week. 48. Annotate your recipes. If you change something and it works, write it down. 49. For rich, fudgy brownies without extra fat or calories, bake the batter for about 2/3 of the time the recipe calls for, then freeze with a dish towel under the pan. 50. Add about 3 tablespoons of milk to oatmeal when you reheat it and it will be